everyone, and welcome back to Grace Crochets. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this cute sunflower bucket hat that my styrofoam head is modeling here. You can see it's just a few sunflowers all around and then one on top. Then I have these braided strings at the bottom to hold on to the neck. Now, the yarn that I used is Yarn B's Soft and Sleek Low Pill Fiber. I got this from Hobby Lobby, and I used green as the main color, and then I always had this brown as the center color, and then I changed up the actual flower color. But let's get started. You're going to start off making a magic circle. So to do that, you're going to take the tail end of your yarn and lay it on your hand like this, and then wrap it around your fingers, like so. Insert your hook and pull the working yarn through, okay? And now you're going to take your working yarn and chain one. Now this chain one doesn't count as anything. I just use it to keep everything in place, okay? So now you can take your tail end and tighten this big loop you have right here, but make sure you still have a big loop, okay? Now at this point, you're going to place 16 double crochets within this big loop, and I'll show you. So you'll yarn over and insert your hook into the loop and draw up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook at this point. You can yarn over and pull through 2 loops. There we go. Then yarn over and pull through the last 2. And that's 1 double crochet. We're going to do 15 more. Yarn over, insert your hook and draw up a loop. Yarn over, pull your hook through 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through the next 2. I'll do one more with you guys. Yarn over, insert your hook and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the next 2. So now you have 3 double crochets, and you're going to keep doing this until you have 16 double crochets, and you'll finish off with a slip stitch. To finish off this round, you're going to take the tail end of your yarn, you're going to pull it so that this center circle closes and you have a better looking magic circle. Now you can finish with a slip stitch like you normally would for any other project, but I'm going to show you how I did my color changes. So I have all 16 double crochets here. Now I'm going to insert my hook into the space that I would normally do a slip stitch. Going to yarn over with my new color and pull through. This is what it should look like. Then you're just going to pull through that brown loop right there, okay? And then you can continue on like normal. Something that I do to make everything easier to work with is I will take my new tail yarn of my yellow and the brown, and I'm going to tie them together because that just makes them so much easier to work with. There we are. Now it's going to be easier to work with and end up being a lot faster. So now for the second round, we are going to move on to puff stitches. To do that, you're going to draw up your loop a little bit, like pull it up a little bit. You're going to yarn over and you're going to insert your hook into this first space in between the first 2 double crochets from the previous round. And you're going to pull up a loop. And make sure you're stretching it out a little bit so it doesn't stay too tight. Going to yarn over, insert your hook into that same space and draw up another loop. Again, you can see I'm pulling up the yarn. Going to yarn over again, insert my hook into that same space and draw up another loop, okay? Now I'm going to yarn over and pull through all the loops on my hook. I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to do that 15 more times for a total of 16 puff stitches. and I'll do one more with you guys. So yarn over and insert your hook in between the next 2 double crochets from the previous round and draw up a loop. And again, make sure to stretch out that loop or else it's going to be really hard at the end of the stitch to pull through. Yarn over again, insert your hook and draw up a loop. So there's the second time I'm doing it, and now the third time. Okay? Now yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook. And then chain 1. You're going to do that 14 more times, and then you're going to do the same thing for the next color change, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, now I have my 16 puff stitches, and I apologize there is no color change here. I'm thinking about after the next round. But now we're going to be working on the third round. You're going to do the same thing and pull up your loop, and you're going to be placing 4 incomplete double crochets into this hole, and right here it's going to be in between these 2 puff stitches. So draw up a loop, and I'm going to show you how I start off a round with a double crochet. I place my index finger on the hook and keep the yarn in place right there, and I essentially yarn over with that loop. Then I'll insert my hook like normal and draw up a loop, yarn over, and I will pull through those 2 loops. And if I were doing a regular double crochet, I would yarn over and pull through these 2 loops to finish it off. But we're doing incomplete double crochets, so we're just going to leave it like that. We're going to yarn over and essentially do what we just did. Insert your hook into that same space, draw up a loop, yarn over, and pull through only 2 loops. Okay? Then yarn over, insert your hook again, draw up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. So now you have 3 incomplete double crochets with a total of 4 loops on your hook. You're going to do that one more time, yarn over, insert your hook and draw up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, okay? Now you'll have 5 loops on your hook, and you can yarn over and pull through all the loops. And then chain 1, and that's 1 cluster stitch. You're going to do 16 cluster stitches total. I'll do one more with you guys. Yarn over, insert your hook in between the next 2 puff stitches, draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. There's 1, here is 2, and 3, oops, 3, and 4. Okay, I have 4 incomplete double crochets and 5 loops on my hook. Now I can yarn over and pull through all the loops on my hook and chain 1. Alright, now you're going to do 14 more cluster stitches for a total of 16, and after this row is when I'm going to be showing you guys how I do the color change. After round 3, you should have 16 cluster stitches, and you can begin working on round 4. We're going to do the same thing with the color change. You're going to insert your hook where you normally would to place a slip stitch. Then you're going to yarn over with your new color. I'm going to do green, and pull through. Now you have green, or whatever color you want to work with, and I'm going to do the same thing and tie these 2 yarns together just so it's easier to work with. There we go. Okay. Now we can begin working on the border. How I do it, and this is the same that I do for all of my granny squares, I start off working a little bit backwards. We're going to be doing half double crochets to start off with. So yarn over and insert your hook in between these 2 cluster stitches and place 1 half double crochet. Okay, now we can begin working this way. Into this space right here in between these 2 cluster stitches, you're going to place 3 double crochets. Here is 1, 2, and 3. Now there's going to be I call it the corner sequence. There's going to be a corner sequence here where you do 3 treble crochets, you will chain 2, and then do 3 more treble crochets. And I'll show you. So you're going to yarn over twice, insert your hook and draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then pull through the last 2. And that's a treble crochet. And you are going to place 3 of those. So here's my second and my third. Now I'm going to chain 2, and in that same space place 3 more treble crochets. There's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now in this next space you're going to be placing 3 double crochets in between these 2 cluster stitches. There's 1, 2, and 3. Now into this next space right here, you're going to be placing 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, into the next space, place 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we're going to be doing another corner sequence. So 3 treble crochets, then chain 2, then 3 more treble crochets. One, 2, and 3. Then chain 2, and 3 more treble crochets. And like I said, this is the same pattern that you're going to be doing for every corner. Okay, and then we're just going to be repeating the same pattern that what we did after the last corner. So it's going to be 3 double crochets, then 3 half double crochets, then 3 double crochets, and then we'll be at the corner space again. And I'll do that with you guys just because this border can be a little bit confusing to get the hang of. So 3 double crochets into this next space. Here's 1, oops, 2, and 3. All right, then 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then 3 double crochets. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and I'll do one more corner sequence with you guys. So this next space is going to be another corner. So 3 treble crochets, then you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to have 3 more treble crochets. There's 1 treble crochet. Here's my second, and my third. Then we're going to chain 2, then 3 more treble crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then that's your third corner. So then after that, you're just going to repeat that same pattern of 3 double crochets, 3 half double crochets, 3 double crochets, and then you have your corner right here, and then you have 3 double crochets, and then if you remember, we only placed 1 half double crochet into this space right here. So you're only going to place 2 half double crochets and finish off the round with a slip stitch. Okay, now at this point you should have 1 complete sunflower square, and you're going to make as many of these as you need to make your hat, and I'm going to show you the pattern to connect them in. So here's my little hat, and I just connected them all the way around like so, and I had 1 up top that I just added extra border rows to make it a little bit bigger. So you're only going to have 1 sunflower on the top, and the entire border is just double crochets. And to do the corner, you do the same thing. You'll have 2 double crochets, then you'll chain 2 and then place 2 more double crochets to make the corner for the square. And I'm going to show you real quick how I connected them. Okay. So these are what are considered the right side of the squares. We're going to put those together and be working on the wrong side. You're going to insert your hook into the corner of each square and take some yarn like so, and pull it through. And from this point on, we're just going to be inserting our hook into the top, if I can get my working yarn, into the top of each stitch and pull through. And just make a slip stitch. That's going to be the easiest thing to do. So again, insert your hook into the top of each stitch from each layer and pull through. Like so. And then after this, you'll be able to see how it's connecting. And like I said, I'll show you my little model one more time. I just connected them on the sides for every single one. And then once I had my big granny square, I just connected it on the top. It's not supposed to be perfect. Mine, to be completely honest, is a little bit janky, but I like it. And then now at this point, I'm going to teach you guys how to do the frill, but I'm going to insert some clips from a previous video on how I did the frill from my last bucket hat, because it's the same exact technique, and I really liked the explanation in that video, so I'm just going to insert those clips here. Because the frill has to stick out a little bit, you want it to be a little bit stiffer of a stitch. So we're going to be moving on to half double crochets, and to do that you just yarn over, insert your hook into the first stitch, draw up a loop. You're going to have 3 loops on your hook once again, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So that's a half double crochet. We're going to do 3 more half double crochets all in separate stitches. So we're going to have a total of 4. Okay, and in this next one, we're going to place an increase of half double crochets. So you're going to have 2 half double crochets in 1 stitch. And you're going to do that again into the next stitch. So you're going to have 2 increases of half double crochets right next to each other. And you're going to continue that pattern of 1 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and then an increase, and then another increase. There we are. And you're going to continue that pattern for the rest of the row, and don't stress too much if it doesn't align perfectly. Like if you don't end here with 2 increases, don't worry about it, just fudge it a little bit, because like these like riffles on the end aren't supposed to be perfect, so don't stress about making it perfect. Alright, now that you have finished that row, you can continue on to the next. You're going to start off with a half double crochet, and you are going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Okay, if I can. Okay. Okay. So this next stitch should be the stitch in between your 2 increases from the previous row, and in this stitch you're going to place 3 half double crochets. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now you're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 half double crochets. I'll do them with you. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Again, this next stitch should be the stitch that is in between the 2 increases from the previous row. So again, place 3 half double crochets in that stitch. And you're going to continue this pattern of placing 3 half double crochets in between the increases from the previous round. And for this next round, you're going to place 7 half double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Also, I apologize for the squeaking noise my hook is making. I don't know why it's doing that, but I can hear it, so I know the microphone is picking it up. But okay, so in this next stitch, you're going to place an increase. So just 2 half double crochets into that stitch. Okay, and then into the next stitch, you're going to place another increase. There you are. And then you're going to repeat that. So you're going to get to the next increase of the row. So here's mine. So I think it's another 7 half double crochets till you get to the increase. And then in this stitch, you'll place an increase. And then in the next stitch, you'll place an increase. So just do that pattern for the rest of the row. And then after you complete this row, you're going to be left again with these 2 increases side by side. So for this row, you're just going to crochet however many you need to till you get to this middle stitch that is in between these 2 increases, and then again place 3 half double crochets. And you're going to repeat those 2 rows until you are satisfied with how the edges look on your hat. And you're just going to continue with that frill pattern until you have frill that is to your desired length. Mine's only a few rows, you don't really need that many. And then the only thing extra I did is I added these braid drawstrings. I just connected them right there. I didn't do anything fancy for them, just so I can tie it around my head whenever I wear it. But yeah, that is how I made my sunflower bucket hat. This is so fun for summer. I'm so happy I made it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, just leave them down in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe. Go check out my other bucket hat tutorial if you didn't like this one. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for more.